What's up, everybody? This is Zach, aka Zaki, and this is Coffee with Zack in English. You can have some tea as well. It's late night on Monday night, December 2nd. I'm going to upload this video after this, and unfortunately, it's going to take forever, but it's okay. At least you'll be able to watch it on Tuesday while you're at the office, especially you guys that are hashtag geeks, nerds, otakus while you're working at the office, and you have your multi-screens going on. We have one screen where you're working, one screen where you're looking at stuff that you need to look at, and another screen where you can just put this YouTube video and just enjoy watching this long form content, just like as if you're watching the latest episode of Anticipated Indignation, as we love to watch Indignation every week. But those guys won't. Now they have much more responsibilities, and they only get to do it once in a blue moon. But as for me, I'm going to keep trying to do those long form episodes, at least on Mondays. They should be on Fridays, but we'll see. We'll see how things goes into the future. Where maybe I'll do a long term form for Monday on for content curation, and maybe on Fridays I'll do long form content for video games. Yeah, so maybe then we'll do Monday and Friday like that. Huh? We'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, let's go right into it because I have very short limited amount of time. These videos used to take about like 44 minutes, but now I'm able to make them in 22 minutes. So let's get that done. First thing on the list is what the super forecasters predict for major events in 2025. An article from The Economist, very important. Be sure to check out what's going to happen because the future is going to be unpredictable, and there's a lot to look forward to, and we really need to make sure that everything stays calm because it could really blow out of proportion very quickly, very fast. Right now, as you know, it's the election in Romania, and even the far right might win over there. So it's very scary times for people who live in Europe. Up next, the radioactive flood threatening Central Asia's breadbasket. This is an article from 1843 magazine from The Economist. Be sure to check it out. Up next, Rio Brand, Why Brazil is Courting China. This is an article from The Economist podcast. So this is on SoundCloud. Be sure to listen to the whole podcast. Very cool stuff. Up next, we got aging populations, climate change, and geopolitical tensions are set to strain healthcare systems globally in 2025. Explore the full forecast in our healthcare outlook 2025 report. This is from the EIU. This is the the Economist Intelligence Unit, the EIU. Very important organization, and be sure to check them out there. They do a tremendous amount of work. If you're wondering how I'm reading all these articles, it's because I'm using my other phone, on my iPhone. This is my Nothing phone. My Nothing phone is a Nothing 2 phone. It's from the great folks at the Nothing Technology, and the screen is 6.7 inch. It's a really great screen. I absolutely love it. It's wonderful. I haven't done Android phones in quite a long time, but now I have this phone, and it's very, very cool. And it's got some awesome notifications, LED lights on halogen lights or whatever on the back. It's really cool. Okay. Up next, 10 ways to supercharge your career. This is an article from Harvard Business Review. Hopefully this will help many of us. Up next, we got BBC hears of horror and hunger in Sudan massacred town. This is a very dangerous content about what's happening in Sudan, and the BBC News is talking about it. Be sure to check it out. It's really important. Up next, Syria flares up with Russia, Iran fighting over other conflicts. This is by Bloomberg, so be sure to read that article. The fact that Syria is getting worse and worse again is really problematic. Be sure to check that out. Up next, Romanian leftists ahead of resurgent far-right in election. This was a promising article. We don't know what the latest is right now, but back then it seemed that the left was doing better than the far-right in Romania. So let's hope that stays that way. Up next, live. Israel continues to pound Gaza as Hamas Fatah hold talks in Egypt. This is on Al Jazeera News, and a very sad turn of affairs. It's just becoming very difficult and really scary time for what's going on in Gaza. So we hope for a ceasefire as soon as possible. Up next, we got 1/4 of Afghan families face severe food shortages, warned the WFP, World Food Program. This is an article on Afghanistan International. So please read that article. It really means a lot. It happens like this every summer. I'm sorry, every winter. Every winter, this famine shows up where it is really, really cold and kids are going to be dying throughout the whole winter. So please see what the World Organization can do. Hopefully, State Department can send some aid. Hopefully, France Diplomatie can send some aid. Hopefully, all of their organizations, Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders, can send food, shelter, and everything else that they can to the region. Up next, we got Sarah McBride wasn't looking for a fight for trans rights. The first trans person elected to Congress discussed how to respond to a bathroom bill and transphobic bill attacked from her colleagues in the House. This is an article from the New Yorker. So my stand on this is this. We may think this issue is not important, but if it's important for people like Chelsea Manning, it's important to us. Now, Chelsea Manning was the guy who went through a transition, and he was the one who found all kinds of abuse by the U.S. military, like in Iraq and things like that. That he basically was a whistleblower. And as you know, it's very difficult thing to be a whistleblower because when you are a whistleblower, you put yourself in a way where people think that they're going to protect you, and really they don't. They really put you in a uncomfortable position, and you can't do anything. This is what happened to Julian Assange. This is what happened to Chelsea Manning. This is what happened to countless other whistleblowers. So before you think that if you become a whistleblower, you'll be collected with arms and hugs and everything. This is not going to be the scenario. It's actually much more difficult than that. Up next, we got the 100 best Cyber Monday deals under $100 from smart string lights and toolkits to Kindle and Fitbits. Here are the best Cyber Monday deals to be had for a Benjamin or less. This is from The Verge. Be sure to check that out. Up next, he thought he would die in Putin's gulag. Now he has a message for the world. There was a guy who was hostage by Putin, but in Russia, but now he made it out okay, so he's got a big message. Check it out. Up next, Y Combinator's demo day is back in person. This is from TechCrunch. Listen, guys, I was discriminated from Y Combinator on multiple applications, therefore I banned them. I am seeking investors via La French Tech SF. I'm serious, guys. I applied numerous times to TechCrunch and Y Combinators, and when they do, they put a picture up on their website to make it look like someone had weird elbows like mine, to make it seem like I was the one giving a lecture at TechCrunch and Y Combinator. That's not the case. They're getting filthy rich over there, and they refuse to give investment to me. And I was really upset because I know if my name was Indian, like from India, like Patel or whatever, or if my name was if I had a white name, I would have gotten the funding. But because my name is, Kiyumi, which means I'm from Southeast Asia / Middle East, they're like, oh no, we're not going to risk it. So, like I said, if they don't want to invest, then I will seek investment from La French Tech SF, La French Tech San Francisco. I am French, Afghan, American. I have an American passport. I have a French passport. My French passport just needs to be renewed and all this and that, but that's fine. And trust me, the way that I've been disrespected by Y Combinator was not the same with the French Tech. La French Tech, when I go there, everyone's courteous, everyone's talking, everyone's respectful, and they were much nicer over there. And I will continue to attend more events with La French Tech. Oui, je parle français couramment. And yeah, I speak French fluently. Up next, we got what's next for NASA's giant moon rocket. This is an article from MIT Technology Review. It is true that I do seek, it is time. I'm very busy because of so many things that are happening, but I would love to get a certificate from MIT or a degree from MIT. If you could give me like an honorary degree from MIT based on the 4 million words that I wrote on Zack.coffee, I would love one. Obviously, I would love any honorary degree from any institution or any universities. But I have deep thoughts about MIT because it was my dream to go there in high school. And I did not have an exceptions letter. I had a letter of you were not let in to MIT. I was really sad. Up next, 175 plus Cyber Monday deals live already. Tech, Apple, PS5, Dyson, TV, mattresses, clothing. This is from Business Insider. Be sure to check it out. les bonnes nouvelles de la IA, LinkedIn. This is some great news happening in the world of AI. This is an article by Claire Chapaz, and it was reposted by Sophie Rougerie, who she's in charge of La French Tech SF. Up next, we got The Taste of Our Home inside an Afghan restaurant in Arizona run by former refugees. This is a great article on The Guardian. Be sure to check it out. Up next, we get an article called Mexican Cartels Lure Chemistry Students to Make Fentanyl. This is an article by the New York Times. This is this is what's happening, and this is the reporters from the New York Times wrote the story. Be sure to check it out. It is very dangerous, and it's no joke. Please, whether you're a kid or a teenager, don't put yourself in that world and think, yeah, we're gonna be cool. That stuff. It's nothing like the movies. It's nothing like the movies, and you will be having world of regrets if you end up in in prison or jail or anything like that. So, word of advice: don't get involved in anything like that bad stuff. Up next, we got these are the top 5 fantasies women want to see more in the porn. So, very great article here by Huffington Post. I guess this is what women want to see more in that subject. We'll have to check it out. It's never too late. Up next, it's never too late to learn an instrument. This is an article by The Atlantic. Goes to shows that you don't have to be any sort of age to learn an instrument. Like I learned the piano when I was in high school, then unfortunately I stopped playing it, so I don't play it anymore. But as I play music, electronic music on my DAW, on Logic or FL Studio, there's that motivation. You want to start playing instruments again, and we want to thank Porter Robinson. Porter Robinson always does something really great at his concerts where he brings like a drum machine and brings it in front of the crowd when people are in the front row seat, and he says, press this button, and it starts to play some chords of a music or a song, and everyone gets excited because that's how easy it is to make music. And if I had the budget, I would love to immediately shell down $1,500 and buy Ableton latest, the best version with the live, with the buttons and all that device. I would love to buy that. Back then I had like 1,500 followers all the time, and if they all had donated $1, I could have bought this. But now, I wish I could get this for Christmas. Actually, it would be a really fun thing to own. But obviously, for Christmas, I really want a car. I want a car really bad, and I'm really upset that so many girls that are sweet 16 getting a BMW Beamer, and for some reason I worked 25 years and I can't even afford a car. What is this? It's like the Matrix or something? What do I have to do to get a car? 25 years of work? Speaking of which, Pat CEO got fired. He's no longer a CEO at Intel, so there's going to be a new interim CEO. There's going to be a new CEO at Intel. So hopefully, maybe I get to return to Folsom, and if I have permission, so I can return and work and get him out of there, and see if someone else can run the place again, and I can work as a project manager. Just, I kept getting more and more responsibilities, and all I wanted to do was answer Microsoft Outlook email and Microsoft Project application. That's all I wanted to do, project manager. Meanwhile, I'm like this super intelligent subject matter expert and all this stuff, and the universe and stuff. But like at the very least, all I wanted to do was just be a PM. It's crazy. Up next, we track the undecided races of the 2024 election results. 538. This is really exciting because actually, where I used to live in Central Valley, California, it appears that the left may have won a District 13, by 200 votes. So far, so good. Adam Gray may have won the county by 200 votes. So we're really excited. We want to know what's going to happen. It's going to be amazing. Up next, a dangerous and unqualified choice for the FBI. This is a very scary turn of affair because when we saw that this guy's named Kash Patel, and he literally has no skills to do this job, and we don't know what else to say. But this is really unprecedented because this is when we talk about the Indian mafia of everyone in big tech with Sundar Patel of Google, um, Satya Nadella of Microsoft. Um, Twitter used to have Indian CEOs. Um, you know, basically everybody except for Apple and Facebook. It's the Indian mafia is very dangerous. Is very strong. You know, they're what they do is they get plenty of job applications and they fill them all up with Indians. If you're an Indian, you immediately get shortcut and you get your job application and you get to work. And for some reason, if your application says background check says that you're not Indian, it says that you're Pakistan or in Afghanistan or something else like that, they throw the resume aside. This is ridiculous. You could have a job recommendation. You could have a recommendation from the president, and they still would toss it aside. I'm not kidding. There really was um, a complaint from Lisa Khan from the FTC, and she really had to send a precedence to sue like 500 people at the SNP. It was that bad. They were literally all kept hiring nonstop a bunch of Indians from India, and they were completely not accepting any applications from people that were American-born citizens or American citizens, maybe not born in America but citizens that were ethnically from Pakistan or Afghanistan or whatever else. And that's what we have to call it. It was an Indian mafia. It's like they just kept hiring all Indians and nobody else. It was really bad. Up next, scandal, come, le gouvernement français refuse de bloquer les techniques de contournement de l'impôt sur les dividendes révélées de 2018 par Le Monde. Oula, la honte nationale. So this article is about a huge scandal in French politics, which had to do with a bunch of prostitutes. It's pretty bad. They're basically having a slush fund for paying all these prostitutes who were throughout the government, all this and that. So it appears that there will be some good ending of this, because obviously you cannot get paid for being, prostitutes. Interpol calls it illegal. That's why it's illegal. So Interpol's in Lyon, by the way. Lyon is a city in France. So I'm sure they'll resolve all this, and the reason they'll have to figure out why all that money is missing, and hopefully the money will return to the French government. Hopefully. Up next, do not sleep on these Cyber Monday deals. Streaming deals. This is by Mashable. Be sure to check out Mashable, and just a great article about Cyber Monday deals. Psychonauts, the series that saw me before anyone else. This is an article by Vice. Vice is obviously a great organization. The guy with the bearded guy who had to lose Vice because of bankruptcy, and then he got Vice back. So I don't know where he's at. He was in trouble. Hopefully he's back alive or whatever he is. But he did some great reporting, and we need to push for that, guys. Okay? For a lot of times, all these news organizations were just doing the bare minimum, and it was Vice News who did out there and did the reporting, things like what was happening during the wars with the military-industrial complex. Do you remember any of the other news organization to go head to head with those guys and say this is military-industrial complex is going nowhere? Vice were the one that were doing this. Yes, afterwards I'm going to talk about the Intercept, great organization. But before the Intercept existed, it was all Vice News. So please remember Vice News. Give them the thumbs up. If it wasn't for those guys, they led the way. Up next, Israel agrees to stop bombing Lebanon so it can keep bombing Gaza. This is an article from the Intercept, a very sad turn of events. Be sure to check it out. Really problematic, and you just have to read it. Very, very dangerous stuff. Up next, 19 of the best Cyber Monday travel and adventure deals. National Geographic, great deals from Nat Geo. Up next, Damn Tired. Some black women are processing the grief of a Kamala Harris loss by NPR. This is really problematic. This is really, ça fait mal au cœur, as we say in French. In English, I think the expression is you give yourself a heartache, because they work so hard. And I'm really perplexed and upset by the reason that Kamala Harris lost this election. Really, like I said, 20 million people missing votes. This is like a scandal on a massive scale, where how did 20 million votes just disappear? That's a lot of votes. That would mean that there's a lot of these mega cult that work the USPS mail, and they just got rid of all those votes or burned them all. Or what's going to happen? I don't know. I hope there's a full investigation. They find out what the hell happened. Up next, Trump's deportation could cost California hundreds of billions of dollars. Here's how. It's an article from Cap Radio News. I told you guys, voting for Trump was a terrible idea. He's not going to help the Mexican people. He's not going to. I'm telling you, all those MAGA cult people, those Trump supporters, all they do is they go inside Mexican restaurant. They love Mexican food. They love tacos. They love burritos, but they don't like your kind. And they're gonna. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna evacuate everybody back to Mexico. That's what they're gonna do. I told you guys you should have paid attention. You should have voted Democrat. Now you didn't pay attention. Look up what they plan on doing. Really sad stuff. So you should push for recount of election 2024. Et Monsieur Trump a pris sa revanche. This is an article from Le Monde Diplomatique. Goes into details as to what's happening and the fact that Trump won, and now he's going to do his revenge, and it would be very dangerous for a lot of the Democrats from all local, state, federal level, because he's cleaning house, and there's a lot of people that are qualified to work and are going to be unable to work under a Trump mandate, and it's really scary stuff. Like, those 700 guys and gals who were in the intelligence community, they're going to be replaced by people who have no experience, don't know what the fuck they're doing, people who have never been in the field. This could be set as very dangerous precedents for the United States, and we cannot let that happen. So hopefully people who take things in charge will figure out what to do to not let America fall into chaos when it comes January 25, 2025. Really important. Up next, Ukraine's most famous video game sets a wartime installment. Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, captures the surreal horror of an alternate battlefield. This is huge. I actually plan to play and live stream this, how to raise awareness about Ukraine and tell either sides not to do something stupid. This is really important. As you know, a lot of the time I'm able to explain things quantum mechanics, but I also like to explain it through video games, because it shows to you different scenarios so that you can see how the difficult precedents when things happen, and it shows you on the screen. Then you can oh, okay, well, I guess it's not such a good idea, which is what is happening. When remember a couple of weeks ago, or just last week or the week before, where both sides threatened to put the nuclear missiles on both sides. That was whether it was a bluff or not. It was a terrible idea, and I basically had to show up the big brother or the wise Jedi of Yoda, and say, listen, goddammit, you're not gonna. This is not a game. You're not gonna throw nuclear weapons. It's a very dangerous thing. If Bulletin of Atomic Scientists is not good enough for you guys because of their magazine is only quarterly, then give them the budget. Let them do a TV show. There's going to be a goddamn TV show of Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, and everyone's going to watch it on a daily basis. Maybe they'll just do a 10-minute show on MSNBC, CNN, BBC Radio News, and France Info in France. Let them do a little TV show. They get the right to do it. You don't take them seriously? You have to take them seriously. You're not going to have Batman all the time being able to prevent people from turning the damn key. He's not going to be there all the time to get that done. I'll tell you that right now. By the way, thank you for you guys for making the creation of the cartoon animated of Watchmen Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 in animated format. A lot of the fans were waiting for that for many, many years. It was a great adaptation. It was awesome. Up next, how Iran sees the path to peace. The Islamic Republic is open to negotiation, including with America. This is from Foreign Affairs. The article before was from Foreign Policy. Really, guys, needs to be returned to the Iran nuclear peace deal 2015 ASAP. This peace deal was about 9 years old. So I swear to God, guys, 9 years old. Oh, my back hurts. 9-year-old deal. You've got to get back to the nuclear peace deal. This has to get done. Up next is the Indian Ocean ready for another mega tsunami. This is a very scary article by The Diplomat. Be sure to make sure that India doesn't get another tsunami like there was many, many years ago. I think this is how I made a friend. from Indonesia. I think she never wanted to tell me the whole story, but apparently it's because of that tsunami where 200,000 people passed away, just like that because of the tsunami. It was really disastrous, and we have to implement ways to prevent. What was that tsunami? Was it Indonesia? Where was it? So it was a dozen country, 225,000 people died. Dozen countries: Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India, Maldives, Thailand. Massive damage. It was in 2004. It was in 2004. But this is weird. How come this person from Indonesia never brought up the tsunami? Speaking of Indonesian developers, they have a Coffee Talk Tokyo coming out this year. I'm very excited. I'm so excited. As soon as they announce the special edition, I want do my best to get it, because I can get the special edition for the first game or the second game. So this time around, please make a special edition for all three games. I would love to get it. All the stickers, all the peluche, all the whatever stuff that comes with it. That game let me survive many months of solitude during the pandemic. So I want to get that. Coffee Talk Tokyo, can't wait. Big shout out. What is distributed computing? This is an article by Quanta Magazine. Be sure to check it out. Great article. Information presse, le CERN lance Résonance, une nouvelle collaboration artistique en partenariat avec la République et le canton de Genève et la ville de Genève. This is a great article by CERN, France. This is a Large Hadron Collider and all that fun stuff. Up next, En Savoir Plus, December's Night Sky Notes, Spot the King of Planets. This is a great article by NASA, all playing planets and all that fun stuff. All right, guys. So obviously you have to be on my website right now. There's only because of Cyber Monday. Hopefully you enjoy some of those deals. And like I said, we'll play some Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, to explain that to Russia and NATO that it's time for peace and the Russian troops to leave Ukraine before the atrocious winter, so that nobody gets frostbites. Thank you for listening. Okay, that's it for the content curation. As you can see, reading all this thanks to my Nothing Technology phone. As you know, I use an iPhone as well, but I use both. Okay, we're at 28 minutes. Sorry, great. Please like and subscribe. The YouTube channel really means a lot, and enjoy that cup of coffee in the morning or that cup of tea in the evening. And until next time, guys. Like I said, it's the month of December. A lot of holidays time, holiday spirits, all this and that. I hope you guys are amongst family and all that. Listen, I know there's a big commotion at Intel Corp right now since Pat Zillinger is finally gone and retired. So I'm eager to hear who the new CEO is going to be, or the interim CEO. As far as myself, I'm eager to get back to work. I'm already working. I'm essentially working for free over here, but I'm trying to be able to send an invoice to someone, or get someone to give me some funding, or even an angel investor. An angel investor is when someone gives you $25,000. So anything like that, I'm eager to do. But I have, I miss being at an Intel building. I love to work there. It's my favorite time to work, and I just enjoy the morning to have an omelet, or to have French toast, to have a Grand Slam, and just turning on my computer and working. And that's what I want to do again, just to be talk to amongst other people, not just geeks, but even people that are that are not that way, who just work in different departments and just get to work. Right now as it stands, Intel Folsom is they're gonna shut down the building, and because they can't even afford the rent. But if it was up to me, I would make it still work. If it was up to me, there's the whole month of December, and if there's a chance that I can save all those people's jobs, but assuming they give me a job, because I didn't get paid for like 6 years now. If you give me a job, I will go back and hopefully live near the Folsom campus and near that part of town, and make a Christmas miracle or something. Even if it is Christmas Eve on December 24th, I will try to make a deal and see what we can do. Right now, if Folsom cannot be saved, then at least there's Intel Ohio. Intel Ohio is going to be there in 1 to 2 years. I'll move to Ohio, or there's Intel Japan, and there's going to be. Remember how Intel Germany got canceled with a new interim CEO or the new CEO? Intel Germany can come back to life. Hopefully, we never know. I think it could happen, especially with the way the Germans work there. They have a tremendous, great amount of the engineers are amazing over there. Okay, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe this YouTube channel, and I hope to see you. Hopefully, we'll play some multiplayer, FC25 or NBA 2K25. Okay, or even you guys are better at me than I am, but on F1 24. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day, and we'll talk later this week. And don't forget to always listen to Oasis. Always listen to Oasis. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and talk for 1 more minute. I want to talk for 1 more minute because this is what I'm reading this month, and I know for all you guys who think that, why is he so weird? What is July Radio, Baker Radio, Me Radio, GT Radio? What is all this thing that he's doing? It's basically because I had a traumatic experience in 2010, and I used the power of music therapy to help me throughout this ordeal. And if it wasn't for music therapy, I would not be able to describe my thoughts and emotions. So I'm very excited for this book. We're reading this book all month long during my book club, and I got this book from a local bookstore, a little bookstore around the corner in Modesto, and obviously at Barnes Nobles you can get the Gundam books. Gundam Volume 12 is Volume 12 is on the book club for this month. It's the last entry in the series. I can't find my copy because I moved from Modesto to Sacramento temporarily until further notice. And yeah, guys, we'll see each other more on more episodes of Coffee with Zach in English and Coffee with Zach in French. Have a great night or day. Bye-bye. Thanks for following.